Hello and welcome to another edition of Know Your Schools on WISD TV. My name is Dale Caffey. I am pleased to be joined by Brandon Cope. He is the director of the Greater Waco Academies. And we're talking about the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy and the Greater Waco Advanced Healthcare Academy that actually opens or has opened, depending on when you're watching this interview, this fall.
Correct.
Hello, sir, and thank you for joining us. I know that we've talked in the past about specifically the Manufacturing Academy. We're going to touch on how successful that's been and where that's going, but also talk about that great Healthcare Academy. First of all, Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. How pleased are you with the progress it has made in the last year?
It's been a good year. Our students were highly successful. That was one of the most exciting things to get over there in that program and to see the students. You know, some of the students that wanted jobs, we had job offers waiting for when they graduated. I spoke with a student the other day who had multiple offers, and so he pretty much got to pick his package, and he was very excited. His salary package was pretty aggressive compared to what most people in this community make. So he was proud of that, and he attributed all that success to Guama and the education he got and his teachers. And so he is well on his way to being a successful welder here in McLennan County.
That is great, and I know it pleases you because you love to walk on that welding room floor and watch those kids work. Talk about those experiences this past year and what you were feeling as you were walking through and seeing the sparks fly, if you will.
The sparks are great. I think, this program is so unique in its nature that a lot of people don't understand what it's like until you actually walk into that shop and you see the kids working. I mean, we've got 16, 17, 18-year-old students that are operating machines that can do a lot of damage. It can do a lot of and build a lot of great things, and these kids are in control of it. And it's always neat to see a kid who can develop a skill set. You know, I'm a big believer in society today and our students developing some sort of skill that makes them marketable. I love four-year liberal arts education. I think that's great, having gone through it myself. But I think what the missing piece is for some of our students is they don't have a skill that makes them marketable. You know, to be able to do something. And at our academy, they can learn to weld, they can learn to machine, they can learn to program robots or electronics. And so it really is a great opportunity to give the kids some sort of skill. Some of them may never use it, and some of them will, but just to have that knowledge in their back pocket is invaluable for the kids. And
the Manufacturing Academy is a unique partnership and a great partnership with numerous, and I'm not going to ask you to name the industries around town, but just the fact that we're meeting the need of a workforce here in the McLennan County area. Talk a little bit about working with local industries.
I can tell you industry is kind of the driving force behind what we do. Our program is focused on industry needs. You know, our goal is to provide a student or a potential employee for these industry partners that is a viable and qualified candidate. Now, we know we can't necessarily teach the students everything they need to know technically in the time our program exists, but if we can teach a student how to go to work, to show up on time, and they have some of the skill set required, that elevates them so much compared to some other candidates that these potential employers might interview. And so that's really the key, is giving the employers some opportunity. And if we can invest in the students here at Waco ISD and give these kids an opportunity and a chance, I mean, that's what better opportunity than is that.
Describe for the folks at home too the job fairs that you have where these industries actually come to your campus and interview kids.
Correct. Job fairs are a blast. We do a couple of them. One of them is a mock job fair. And the kids are very nervous. This is, for some of them, the first time they've ever set foot in an interview room, spoken with a potential HR director or a president of a company. And so they go in very nervous and very uncomfortable. You know, what's great about our industry partners is they provide quality feedback to our students. So they say, you should have looked me in the eye, or you should have spoken to me more direct, or in some cases, maybe you shouldn't quite say that, be that honest for some of our kids. But it's a great experience, and so when they come around for the real job fair, when the kids are really getting their opportunities, these students are ready to go. We had our real job fair in May, and the transformation that took place in some of these kids was phenomenal. We saw kids that were silly and knuckleheads in the classroom come in with their shirt and their tie and their yes sir, and they had their performance package ready to go, and they were ready to present everything they could so they could go out and earn a job. And it was a great experience for our kids. And I can tell you from from the first job fair, the mock one, to the real job fair, our students made phenomenal gains, and I attribute that to our teaching staff. They did a great job developing a soft skill set, an employee skill set that for the students, that they understood what was necessary to be a valued employee in this community.
And the Manufacturing Academy is not all about welding. You guys have a lot of great high-tech courses there. Talk about some of those.
Correct. Welding is our biggest academy right now, probably because it's the most recognizable. It's, if I say you're going to get a job as a welder, most students understand what that is. But we also have a precision machining program, which works with manual milling and lathe, and we have some lathe work as well. We'll be adding a CNC mill and lathe this fall, so our students will get some computerized equipment experience, so that'll be a neat opportunity for our students. And for that, students can basically take just a standard piece of metal, and they can build and make whatever part they want. It's cutting and shaving and drilling, and there's so many different skill sets and technical skills required to do this, that these kids can literally transform a piece of metal into something that you and I would use every day. Additionally, we also have an electronics and robotics program, which is an up-and-coming program, and our instructor in electronics and robotics is phenomenal. He does a great job. And so our students are learning to program, they're doing some design and build, we're teaching electronics, we're teaching circuits. And so that's a very broad academy. It opens up many, many doors for the kids. There's not a set skill set. You're not just going to be a welder per se when you go through the electronics and robotics or the machining academies.
Okay, that's a partnership between Waco ISD and other schools. And we're going to talk about the fact that this is multiple schools involved here too, not just Waco ISD schools. But that's a partnership between industry and Waco ISD. On the other side of town, at the old Viking Hills location, is the Greater Waco Advanced Healthcare Academy, which you're also responsible for. And that's a great partnership too. So let's start that discussion. Tell us, obviously at Hillcrest and Providence hospitals are key players.
Absolutely. We are super excited about the Healthcare Academy. This is opening up a different avenue for our students. The Manufacturing Academy, you've kind of got a certain student that tends to go in that direction. Now, when you talk about healthcare, we're opening it up to a different sect of students here in the McLennan County area. And I think it's important that you brought up that we're multi-district. And I think what makes our program unique compared to others that I've experienced, and I've been to several around the state, and they're healthcare academies and there's manufacturing centers, but I have not found one yet, to my knowledge, that is multi-district. Most of these programs are single district only. So Waco ISD would just have Waco ISD kids. We partner with any district that is willing to send their kids to our program. We have students coming from as far away as 45 minutes to an hour drive per day each way to experience our program. And I think that shows the commitment and the belief that the school districts have in this type of career education. From the healthcare side, we'll be doing the same opportunity. We're opening it up to multiple districts, and we currently have multiple partners. Most of our partners that are with us in the Manufacturing Academy have signed on to come over with the Healthcare Academy as well.
Let's talk how we're starting. We're starting small, but we're going to start really well too.
Absolutely. I think the key to any of these programs is to do your best at what you're doing. I think excellence is the key. We're going to put out the best quality program from day one. We understand that what we're doing is new, and there's potentially going to be some bumps and hurdles that we have to accommodate, and we're fully aware of that. However, we're going to go forward and provide the students with the best opportunity that we can.
What program are we starting with basically at the Healthcare Academy?
The Healthcare Academy, we'll be looking at for the first year students, for any student who comes to us, is going to be a CNA program. So they'll be able to go through the coursework and get the experience to get a CNA license by the time they complete their first year. And then if the student comes back to us for a second year, this is a neat opportunity. We're offering what we call an advanced CNA. This is a program that Hillcrest and Providence have been instrumental in developing. They've been the key contributors to the curriculum development, and so this curriculum and this program is meeting their needs for potential employees at the hospital. So what's really cool about this program is our students are going to be at the hospital 2 days a week, and so they'll be on our campus for three days, and the other 2 days they'll be at the hospital doing hospital rotations with the hospital staff, getting hands-on, first-hand experience on the tools and skills necessary to be successful in the healthcare industry.
And how great is that for the hospitals to be the driving force in this academy and not necessarily the Waco ISD administration? That's unique.
I think that's great. I am not a healthcare individual in any shape or form, so they don't want me in charge of that. But I think that the more expertise and more industry knowledge that you bring to the table, the better experience you have for the students. You know, Waco ISD is doing these programs and is developing these partnerships with these districts to provide the best opportunity for our students. We want to give our students options. We want to give them opportunities, and there is no better opportunity for our students than to have their potential employers at the healthcare hospitals being the ones that are developing the course that they're going to be taking.
I think the Healthcare Academy will start with approximately 100 or so students. It can grow from there. But again, it's the local hospitals that are going to determine where it goes from the CNA and the advanced CNA. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't say determined, but they're going to have a strong influence on the decisions. You know, we're currently in our long-term planning phases. You know, we do not intend to be a CNA and advanced CNA factory only. We will be adding other programs to our academy in the coming years. But the one thing we want to make sure is that whatever we add is industry required, and there are job opportunities for our students. You know, we don't want to invest in a program and put out a lot of students with these certain credentials that our industry can't support. You know, then we're not helping the kids in any way, and you know, that's a poor use of our money. So we're really going to be conscientious of the needs of McLennan County and the surrounding counties, the healthcare industry, to determine where we go with our next steps.
Your Healthcare Academy, as I mentioned earlier, will be located at Viking Hills Elementary, an elementary that was closed several years back when we had a loss of state funding, but now it's undergone a facelift. It's gone from an elementary school to a mini hospital, I guess you could say, of some sorts. Talk about some of the changes that have gone on.
If you've been to Viking Hills, you kind of understand the layout of the campus. We haven't changed the structure and the bones of it very much, but I can tell you the facelift definitely was much needed. You go in, it's bright. You know, basically what we did is we took the model of a hospital, and we wanted to transfer that model to our academy. One of the unique things about our program is the old library was converted to a hospital simulation lab. We have 12 hospital beds with simulation dummies in there. The students can actually get real-life simulation experience as if they were in a hospital. And that's one of the neat transformations that's occurred there. We've got great facilities now. The school board did a great job committing money and investing in this program, and the facilities look great. We're super excited and welcome any visitors that would like to come out at any time.
And I know that those West Waco families that have long seen that school shuttered are happy as they can be now that there's some activity over there.
Absolutely. That community has been nothing but supportive of us being over there. They are excited about the program. They're excited about the potential that it's going to bring to the community. And like I said, I cannot speak of I haven't had one negative person speak toward me about this program. They're super stoked.
We would be remiss if we didn't mention the two assistant directors that one at the Manufacturing Academy and one at the Healthcare Academy. If you could talk about those two individuals.
Absolutely. I'm as only good as my staff, and my staff is phenomenal. We were able to hire two assistant directors, one at each academy this summer. First of all, Dustin Davison will be the assistant director at the Manufacturing Academy. He comes to us from Midway ISD, where he was a very successful math teacher and a football coach, and he has been with us now for a little while, and he's been phenomenal. He is great with the students. He is great with the program, and he is going to be a great addition to Waco ISD. At the Healthcare Academy, Crystal Wilson, a colleague of mine, we've worked together in several past jobs. She's coming over as well, and I can tell you she's come over and brought a sense of organization and a sense of purpose and planning, and she's a get-her-done kind of person. So if we say it needs to happen, she's making it happen. So we're super excited to have both of them over at our academies.
You are going to be very, very busy traveling from West Waco to East Waco and back, and because these two campuses are located quite a number of miles apart. But how excited are you about this coming school year, or the school year we're in?
We are ready to get the doors open. I can tell you that. It's been a long time coming with this Healthcare Academy. I know that the hospital industry is ready for us to get it open. I know the community is ready for us to get it open. But most important, the students are absolutely ecstatic. They cannot wait to get over there, and they can't wait to get the experiences and the information, and it is going to be a phenomenal year.
I also want to say that there were some students at the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy who got to put their skills to work this summer building something right there at the school.
Yeah, we had a unique opportunity this summer to hire a few student interns to come in and work with our welding teacher to do some projects that need to be done around the campus. We had some outdoor grinding stalls that needed to be completed. Basically, we had a blank slab, and the students had to go from there. And I can tell you, it was a neat experience to watch these students who have worked in the lab and have worked in the shop and in the stalls go out and put their skills to practice on a real-life project. And I can tell you, in talking to them, you can kind of see where they started compared to where they went. The welds got better. Everything was a little bit straighter, and their cuts were better. And if you talk to them, this experience was like nothing else for them. I've talked to one yesterday. Yesterday was their last day. And I said, what was the best thing you learned this summer? He said, you know, in a job like this, working with what we're doing, patience is the most important thing. He said, so it's not always about rushing through to get the job done, so you want to get it done right. So that was a great experience, and super excited for them. They did some great work, and super proud to have that opportunity for those students.
Creating workers for the Central Texas area and beyond, obviously, in both healthcare and manufacturing.
That's the goal.
That's exciting. Brandon Cope, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck on a great year.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Once again, this is Brandon Cope. He is the director of the Greater Waco Academies. Thank you so much for joining me on this edition of Know Your Schools on WISD TV.